And now, here to entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel. Side Hustle Cinema here. Thanks for clicking on this video. And, well, we got a new week. We got a new month. And this month is kind of special because we got 5 Tuesdays in the month of May. So that's, 5 physical media reports that we get to do in May. And it is a big month of releases. There is so much really great stuff coming out. I didn't say good, I meant great. There's just a ton of stuff coming out. Every studio, every boutique label, foreign, imports, steelbooks, everyone's got some great stuff coming. Tons of 4Ks. It's just going to be an absolute impressive month. Going to have to spend a lot of money. But it'll be worth it. There's so much great stuff coming out. This first week, however, we get kind of a break this first week. There's actually not a ton of stuff coming out. There's really like 2 big titles. You got Smokin' Aces and Turning Red. And that's it. Sorry. Goodbye. See you next week. No, we won't cut it that short. But there's not a lot going on as far as the new releases tomorrow. But yeah, we got plenty of stuff to talk about. So let's jump into another edition of See You Next Tuesday. Well, guys, I always record these videos on Sunday. I can't really wait till Monday to record them. With my work schedule, it just doesn't work out. So I always record them on Sunday and then try to get them uploaded on Monday. And so that forces me to occasionally miss some, big news that breaks on Mondays. And Scream Factory always seems to put out their releases on Mondays. I totally expect their July schedule to be announced tomorrow, I think. We do have one of those sort of leaked announcements to talk about during the horror movie news, segment. But, it is what it is, So, maybe I'll do a separate video if that news breaks. I'm not 100% sure it's coming out tomorrow, but I think it is. Of course, when I say tomorrow, I really mean today, because you're watching on Monday, so it's all confusing. But we do have plenty of horror movie news to talk about. We got some other stuff to talk about, and we'll talk about everything coming out tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get everything rolling here, and let's talk some horror movie news. Well, in horror movie news, let's start by talking about the newest Scream Factory announcement, and that one just came out. And it's Species is getting a 4K release, and that's going to be on July 26th. This is another one of the Scream Factory releases that, where they're just upgrading one of their releases to 4K. This one had a special edition, some time ago. And now they're upgrading it to 4K. For me, this comes at a pretty good time. I was actually just about ready to order the Species box set that 88 Films is putting out. It's just on Blu-ray though, but it's all the Species movies. I think there's 4 of them, and it's in a really nice looking box set. And I guess you could still pick that up if you're a big fan of the sequels. But, for me, it's really pretty much about the first one. I wouldn't mind having the second one. But this is one of those franchises that kind of trails off as it goes on, kind of like Anaconda. So, for me, it's really about the first one. So if I'm going to get the first one in 4K, I can kind of pass on the others. Because truthfully, I probably wouldn't ever watch them. Arrow announced its July releases, and it's mostly, a bunch of, a lot of Giallo type movies. And, well, let's just kind of go over that list. Well, the first one is a UK only release, and that's Tenebrae. That's getting a 4K, and it's coming out on July 18th in the UK. That's a Dario Argento film, you know. So if you're interested in that, you're going to have to import it. Next, we have The Righteous, and that one's coming out on July 19th here in the US. We got Sacred Spirit, also coming out on the 19th here in the US. Hell High, that one's coming out on the 19th as well. And to me, this one looks kind of interesting. Out of all these, this is the one that kind of caught my attention the most. But I'm not a big Giallo fan, you know, so this one probably, you know, the artwork's pretty much what caught my eye on this. It sounds kind of interesting. That, and they on the synopsis of it, it said that it was kind of like Class of 84 meets I Spit on Your Grave. So that sounded kind of interesting. And finally, we're getting the Giallo Essentials Black Edition, and that one's coming out on July 26th. On June 21st, RLJE is putting out The Cellar on Blu-ray. And, you know, I watched the trailer on this one. I love diving into these types of movies, see if they're any good, see if they look good. And this one, I was a little bit kind of lukewarm on this one. I'm not a big supernatural, you know, fan. I don't love the ghost stories. Most of the time, they're not that great. And this one kind of looks like it's following that road a little bit. You know, it's about a family that, you know, I'm not sure why they're at this giant house, but they go to this big house, and, you know, it's his mother and her daughter. And, well, the mother has to go away for the evening. She leaves the daughter there. You know, she's kind of like, I think she's watching a kid or something. Well, she ends up going down into the creepy cellar that she was, like, locked into earlier in the trailer, you know. But she has to go back down there because the power's out. And now all of a sudden, you know, she's on the phone with her mom, and she kind of disappears. And for the rest of the movie, it looks like, you know, she's in some kind of other dimension, and the mom's like trying to get her back, and she's discovering all this demonic stuff about the house. It just didn't look that good to me. You know, you can check out the trailer on Blu-ray.com, or I'm sure you can just look up, you know, The Cellar, RLJE, and check it out for yourself. But for me, this one's probably going to be a pass. We have a rumor to talk about, DUEL, on 4K. We've talked about this one a little bit before, but now we have like a studio attachment and a tentative date. So, you know, that's good. That makes it a little more concrete. And the tentative date is going to be August 9th, and that's going to be a universal release. So, fingers crossed on this one that it comes true. DUEL's a great movie, and this would be really cool to have in 4K. And finally, I want to talk about another, you know, foreign release. This one is, well, Pitch Black is getting a new 4K release, and this time from Turbine Media. That's a German company. It's going to have two different cover arts, but it's the same big box set. And it looks fantastic. I mean, this looks like a really cool set. I like the artwork kind of on both. I sort of prefer the cover that's in gray there. And the cool part about this, you know, not only you get all this extras, all this cool stuff in the box set, but it's in Dolby Atmos, which this movie greatly needed and deserves. I'm not sure if the 4K scan is the same transfer or not. I have a feeling it might be a new transfer though. The one that was with Arrow Video, it was okay. It was pretty good. But like with most Arrow videos, they don't put much effort into the audio. And so to get the Atmos track on this one would be really nice. And Turbine Media, I love their work. If you seen any of the reviews for the recent 4K transfer that just came out for the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that got some pretty good reviews. That was from Turbine Media. And then if also, like, I have one in my collection, is the Leatherface, and it had Dolby Atmos in it. It was a 4K. That was from Turbine Media, and that one was fantastic. So I'm looking forward to this. I might be picking this one up because I didn't even pick up that Arrow edition. So what else is coming out? Let's talk about some other stuff. Well, last week we talked a little bit about The Edge of Tomorrow coming out on 4K. This week we actually have some artwork for the Steelbook that'll be coming out. And this is coming out on July 5th. Another overseas release coming out on July 20th from Studio Canal is Red Sonja. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger, sort of barbarian type movie. If you liked Conan the Barbarian, you'd probably really like Red Sonja. It's basically the same type of movie. It's a pretty good movie, and it'll be interesting to see this one on 4K. Another movie that's really popular in theaters right now, holding strong. Didn't have the biggest debut, but has been very consistent at the theater, not really dropping off, and receiving lots of praise, is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and that'll be coming to physical media on June 14th. We have a Steelbook announcement. This one's just on Blu-ray. No 4K, unfortunately, on this. But it's a big fan favorite, and that's Galaxy Quest. And it's a beautiful looking Steelbook. I love the purple. I love the artwork on there. This one's going to look really good on the shelf. And it's, it's at that cheap price of $20. And it's coming out on July 12th. Shout Factory also, had some other releases that they announced today. We have Star Hunter Redux. That is the complete series on Blu-ray. And that one is coming out on July 26th. We have The Message on 4K. And that one is coming out on July 19th. Also on July 19th, we have The Lion in the Desert. That one is also on 4K. And also announced from Shout Factory, coming out in July, they have on July 19th, JFK Revisited. It's the complete collection. They have like the special edition, and then they have one that's autographed. I'm not sure who it's autographed by. And it comes with an exclusive poster. That one's, much more expensive. The standard edition is like $31, $32 basically. And the autographed edition is $79. And finally, another Shout Factory announcement. Two more. We got Georgia Rule on Blu-ray. That one's coming out on July 12th. That's a Jane Fonda, Lindsay Lohan movie. And one that's a little bit more entertaining is on July 12th, you got the complete series for The $1 Million Man. That one's on Blu-ray, which is really cool. And it's going for $151 though. Not a cheap set, but that was a big show. And it's the complete series collector's edition of that set. That's the Lee Majors $6 Million Man. Pretty cool show. Well, that's it for all the previews, rumors, and announcements. Now we can go ahead and get into everything that's coming out tomorrow when I see you next Tuesday. Well, like I said earlier in the video, it is not a big release week, especially as far as quantity goes. There are some decent movies coming out. As far as my bangers go, I'm probably just going to go with one banger on this one. I know a lot of people are going to be picking up Turning Red. I'm just never really into the the cartoons, the kids animated flicks. I haven't seen a whole bunch of them, and it'll just never be really for me. So I can't put it in my list of bangers, but that's alright. Everyone can have their own list of bangers. Mine is going to be Solo. So what is this week's banger? Well, this week's banger for me is going to be Smokin' Aces. Absolutely love this movie. You know, Jeremy Piven plays an he's one of the better character actors I think out there. You know, he always plays those slimeball characters really well. And you know, this is another one of those type of things. You know, the mob's after him. They put a hit out on him. Yeah, he's in protective custody, and all these hitmen emerge on this hotel, trying to take him out, trying to claim that big bounty, and it is just so much fun. Action-packed. Tons of people are in it. Love, love, love this movie. And we are getting it on 4K, and we're going to get it a Best Buy exclusive steelbook for this one as well. So Smokin' Aces is my one and only banger of the week. I'll be picking this one up for sure. But there are plenty of other things coming out, and there's some stuff that I'm interested in. It may not be the only it may be the only banger, but it may not be the only thing that I pick up this week, because there is some pretty good stuff coming out. Starting with Paramount Pictures is bringing us Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. Couldn't put it on my bangers list because I haven't seen it. I don't really know what it's about totally, but it does look pretty good. It's got Michael B. Jordan in it, and that's a bonus. I'm a big fan of his, and it's one that if I don't purchase it, I'm definitely going to rent this one. Because I do want to check it out and see it. I love a good action flick. Looks like this one might be a good action flick. So, Without Remorse. Paramount Pictures is bringing us Paris When It Sizzles on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber is bringing us Sacco and Vanzetti on Blu-ray. Hallmark is putting out The Wedding Veil on Blu-ray. RPI Media Group is putting out King Otto on Blu-ray. And Shout Factory is putting out Dinosaur World on Blu-ray. When I first saw this one, I thought that it was, it looks like a Walmart title, Dinosaur World. I wasn't expecting to see Shout Factory on there. I don't really know much about this movie. Maybe it's good. I have no idea. I gotta look into that one a little bit more. But yeah, it doesn't look like your typical Shout Factory release. And 1091 Media is putting out American Reject on Blu-ray. Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, release of the week is Turning Red. That's, the Disney flick. Don't know much about it, but, of course, with any Disney flick, you're going to get the full rollout. It's got the 4K. It's got the Blu-ray, without a slipcover, but it comes with the red case. You're getting a 4K Target exclusive, and you're getting a Disney exclusive that is a Blu-ray with a slipcover. So, you can pick your format, you can pick your cover, whichever exclusive you like, or you can just buy them all. Sure, that works too. Kino Lorber's putting out Francis the Talking Mule 7-film collection on Blu-ray. And this is one I actually wouldn't mind having. Back in the day, I remember the Francis the Talking Mule movies would come on like, it would be like Sunday mornings on like Fox. Back when Fox, network first started, and they would be playing movies like Abbott and Costello, Ma and Pa Kettle, Francis the Talking Mule, movies like that. And it just kind of reminds me of that. I've seen some of these. And that was actually the last of the selections this week. Not a lot coming out, like I said. It's kind of the calm before the storm. This month is absolutely packed. Not so much tomorrow, but the rest of the month is definitely packed. Lots of pre-orders to get in, probably. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you are unsubscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so. And as always, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you next Tuesday.